Hi, I'm Alex Anderson. You wrap them around gifts and tie them in your hair. Well, maybe not me, but have you ever considered using ribbons on a quilt? From what needle to use to the perfect ribbon to choose, we're wrapping up quilts with a heart-shaped bow. Today on Simply Quilts. Welcome to Simply Quilts. If you've ever found yourself in the ribbon aisle of your local craft or flower store, gazing at all the wonderful colors and textures and wondering, what can I do with them? Then today's show's for you. We're getting to the heart of the matter with author of Ribbon Applique, a primer, quilt maker Wendy Grand. Welcome to the show, Wendy.
Hi, Alex. It's great to be here with you.
Now, we all love cottons, but how did you get drawn into ribbons?
First of all, I loved the shading. There's so many different ribbons available now, and they come in a variety of different shapes and colors that you can easily work into your ribbon applique quilts.
Well, you've brought some beautiful pieces here.
Yes, you can see that they will sometimes shade with multiple colors. You can see that other ribbons will be able to shade with a single color, light to dark, and some of the older ribbons will do light and then dark in the middle.
And they come in all different widths and all that, right?
Exactly, and we'll see a good example of different width ribbons today.
Great. Here's this charming heart quilt that you made.
The Valentine quilt?
Yes, and I'll tell you something, Wendy. They all look kind of complicated, so I'm like going to this one saying, okay, let's start with this.
That's the best place to start,
Okay,
Alex.
good.
It really is. So you can see that first you would start with a heart shape that easily fits on your ribbon. So this heart here, I've taped it up so that it will fit right on the ribbon that I want to use. I would use this shape to then outline on my ribbon that I want to cut with.
Okay.
Now I'm not going to do any cutting until I'm ready to sew.
Now, why is that?
The ribbon will fray. And so it's fragile in that respect, and you don't want to start cutting it until you're ready to stitch.
All right.
Now, the next thing that I would do is take my foundation fabric, and I like using a nice white generally or some soft shade because it really does show off the applique, I think, a lot better.
Right.
And this is a cotton sateen. Because I put my blocks on point, as you can see, I'm going to fold this right down the center, and this will then give me perfect placement for my heart when I open it up.
Right.
This will be the center of the heart, and this will be the point.
And you just finger press it?
Just finger press.
All
You don't
right.
need to do more than that. So the next thing that I would do is applique the heart on. So I've outlined it, and I'd use a pigment pen to do that, something with a very fine tip. And then I'd go on ahead and start my applique. You use the same applique stitch as you would, but you do use a generous seam allowance because you don't want it to fray or work out. You'd start here on your heart, work yourself around, regular applique stitches, and then I like to also put a little bit of batting inside.
And why is that?
Mainly because you've used this nice seam allowance. The top of the ribbon is very fine, and over the years, those seams will show through. So the batting will keep the top of the ribbon stepping up, and you won't see the seam allowance.
Okay.
So it's been pinned. I like to pin them in place. Then what I'll do is I fold my batting, and you can use a thin batting, or if you have a thicker batting, you can just simply pull it in half.
Do you care about the fiber content?
Not really.
Okay.
So I'll fold it over, slip it inside, and then open up the batting so that it'll lay flat.
And really, it's not like it's real poochy. It just has a little dimension to the whole thing.
You can see just a tiny bit there, and that's exactly what you're looking for.
And then what if the things aren't going like into the tips and things like that?
So if it doesn't fold in exactly flat, then what I'll be able to do is look at it from the back, and you can see the batting through the back, and use a pin to pull it into position.
Okay. Now here's a nice wide ribbon and a real interesting, way to work, not using a ribbon.
Not using a ribbon.
Because that's hard to get something that wide, isn't it?
These are hard to find. You can find this type of a ribbon sometime in costume shops.
Oh.
Sometimes they'll have them for different costumers or milliners, but you don't find these often.
Okay.
So a lot of times when I want to do a special embellishment on fabric, I'll use fabric.
Okay.
And this particular technique is called gauging. What gauging does is it takes a larger piece of fabric and shrinks it down to the shape that you're looking for. So I've taken my heart pattern again, And this heart measures at the widest point 2 inches.
Okay.
So if I want to gather it, gathering is generally 1.5 times. So I will add 1 inch onto the outside edge. And that's exactly what we've done with this piece of fabric here. Now in gauging, what you're going to do, because you're going to bring all of these in, I've taken running stitches. And note the size of those stitches.
They're big.
Nice and big. So there's running stitches in a grid pattern, and again, I've done it on diagonal. But there's 2 things about this that I'd want your viewers to know. First, I'm starting and ending on the top.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, it is different.
That's opposite.
But what will happen is, as you finish the stitching, when you start to pull them, I'll just pull a few here to get it started. Because you've left it on top, you get a nice fold. So it'll give you a beautiful finished edge to work with.
Okay, and then the second thing?
The second, that was 2 things.
Oh, 2 things.
Yeah.
Okay, start on top and then have it roll under.
And then have it roll under.
Okay, well, I'd like to take a look at the finished one on the quilt because
right.
it's simply stunning. Did you keep it shaped by just using the original template?
Yep, you use the original template and pull it in so that it matches up.
Perfect. Good information here.
Okay, good. The other thing is that sometimes you can use thread, but you can also use the 4mm silk ribbon, and that'll also give it a nice look.
Excellent. Well, up next, we'll fold and fan our multicolored ribbons across our hearts. Stay with us.
This program brought to you by Hancock Fabrics. Bring your personal style to life.
Celebrate President's Day with savings from Hancock Fabrics. February 17th through President's Day, save 25% on home decorator fabrics in hundreds of prints, solids, textures, and colors. Bring your style to life at Hancock Fabrics.
Here's something you've never seen in a before and after ad. The after. Leslie did it with the Body for Life program. And now this amazingly simple plan is even more convenient with great tasting Body for Life bars and shakes. Body for Life. Live it. Want to lose weight and keep it off for years? Call 1-877-BODY4LIFE now and get your free Body for Life starter guide with recipes, tips, and success secrets. Call 1-877-BODY4LIFE right now. Body for Life. Live it.
Traction, comfort, trimmed in leather and built to handle any terrain. Introducing the Subaru Forester LL Bean Edition. With its unique blend of rugged capability and impeccable styling, this is one vehicle worthy of the LL Bean name, both inside and out. The Forester and Outback LL Bean Editions from the new Subaru.
Through February 28th, get financing as low as 1.9% on all 2005 Subaru models.
Life doesn't stand still, and neither do we. That's why families trust Lowe's for bathrooms. Not because we have the widest selection of coordinated styles and finishes, or vanity styles that look like furniture with matching countertops, sinks, and mirrors, which only Lowe's has. Or because Lowe's promises low prices every day guaranteed, which you know we do. You see, at Lowe's, improving home improvement never ends.
Worried about germs? Help protect your family with Dial Complete. Its unique foaming formula is 10 times more effective at killing germs than ordinary liquid hand soap. Aren't you glad you used Dial?
It looks exhausted. This is a disaster.
She makes really good points.
Yeah, she does.
HGTV's hit series Designed to Sell, Sunday night at 8 on HGTV.
Welcome back to Simply Quilts. I'm Alex Anderson. Our applique hearts are coming to life with the help of quilt maker Wendy Grand. Wendy, are there other hearts that you can make without cutting the ribbon?
Oh, certainly, Alex. I'd like you to look at the dart heart there.
Okay, this one here, right?
That one, that's correct. That looks like it's several different pieces of ribbon.
It looks like it's pieced.
But it's not. It's one piece of ribbon.
Great. So how do you do that one?
Let me show you. I'm going to show you on a larger size ribbon. The size is important, primarily because this will dictate the finished size of the piece that you're working on. We're going to start by placing 5 darts, and we want to keep the outside edge as smooth as we can make it. So I'll keep doing my darts here. I'm not going to pin them until I made sure that they're all even.
So you really take this opportunity to arrange and get it nice.
Exactly. And usually by the time I finish the 5th, I've got a nice edge and my ribbon is now parallel.
Okay, and so if the ribbon is this wide, you know it's going to be double for one side of the heart, and that's where you can gauge the scale of the whole thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me show you what the finished ribbon heart looks like. I've made this corner, that's all been pinned, and now I'm going to do a mitered corner so I can come up and do a mirror image of that to complete the heart.
Okay, we'll show everybody how to do that. It's really quite simple.
It's very simple. I'll pull this pin out, but you can see that I'm just going to do this miter, bring it in, and we'll match it up, matching the colors there, and I'll have a finished heart.
Now you really use your finger for finger pressing.
Exactly.
You don't use a little iron or anything like that.
No, it's really not needed on this. The ribbon is fine enough that it'll hold its shape when it's pressed.
And the cool thing is that it's not going to fray because it's a finished edge.
Exactly.
And now at the point of the heart?
So at the point, as I started, it was straight. Now I'm going to fold this on a 45-degree angle, and I can use the ribbon from the last piece to help make sure that it's going to match up for the point.
Very, very good.
And there I have it.
Now, besides hearts, you've made another block using this similar folding technique. Let's take a look at that.
Exactly.
It's beautiful. It's got cherries around it.
Yes, little cherries and leaves, but the center, the blue around the inside, that's all one piece of ribbon.
So it's really important to look for ribbon with different colorations and things like that, because that's where it's really going to pop.
That's the gorgeous piece. That's the gorgeous part of that ribbon, is the way you can use the color.
I bet you look at ribbon like how I look at cotton.
Exactly.
Okay. Now this one looks kind of complicated, but not really.
No, not complicated at all.
And again, you have to really pay attention to what the ribbon is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The size of the ribbon is important here as well. What I've looked at is I've taken my paper pattern, I'll fold it in half, and then fold each lobe of the heart into thirds. Cut these up, and that becomes the pattern for the dart heart. What we'll do is cut out 6 pieces of ribbon, and now I'm going to start to cut the ribbon, and I'll cut them just a little bit longer and longer than my, I'm going to start over, sorry.
Yeah, not longer and shorter. You mean longer. Yeah, right.
Yeah, longer than the ribbon itself.
Okay.
What I want to do, though, is take advantage of the beautiful colors in this ribbon. So I've arranged them light to dark on coming into the center, so that the center of the heart is going to be light. Now, this is the finished piece.
Right. And not only does it start with light going out to dark, but you've also really, you know, paid attention there where the template is.
The placement of the template is very important. So the outer part of the heart, I'm using the most I can of the outer piece of the ribbon. The center piece of that half of the heart is right down the center of the ribbon, and the inside piece is right down the center, the inside light color. I'm using as much of the light color as I can.
So once you have it all arranged the way you like it, do you machine pieces together?
No, I do everything by hand. I like to use silk threads on these types of things. So what I'll do is, now that I have this to show me a sewing line, I'll fold it, place it next to the next piece, and then applique this down.
Okay.
Then I'll have 2 pieces, fold this, and applique it to the next one. And then I'll have half of my heart.
Great.
Yes, it goes very fast.
So you do this side and then you do the other side.
Then I'll mirror it with the other side, so that this is what the finished piece will look like.
Okay.
So this shows that all of them are right now pinned together, but when I'm ready to start stitching, I'll cut all of this back, and then I'll be able to fold it and place it there. So again, I have a finished edge to work with.
And then on the top here where you've cut it?
On the top where I've cut it, I'll needle turn it under.
Okay.
And I'll use a generous 1/4-inch seam allowance to do
really?
that.
Not a scant one?
No, not a scant one. You don't want to use a scant one because it will fray.
Okay. Now this angel is absolutely charming, and you say it's from the same sort of plan.
Exactly the same technique. What I've started with is each fold of this gown is a ribbon width.
Okay.
And I'm trying to maximize the color gradation so that it goes from dark to light. This light piece of the ribbon hits another dark piece, and that's the same pattern that's used all the way across her gown.
And now on the rose vine quilt, you've done another block yet using this technique. Tell us about that.
Right, that's a vase. And so the vase is basically the same as the fan, except the pieces are wider at the bottom. But it's a way to really use the color gradation in your quilting.
Wendy, this is absolutely spectacular.
Thanks, Alex.
A lot of fun here. Well, we've got more hearts and ribbons when we return. Stick around.
We're taking you to the largest home furnishing show in the world, the International Furniture Show 2005, Sunday night at 9 on HGTV.
This year on our weekend away, Jane and I wanted adventure. I didn't want my asthma to hold me back.
You wanna go where you wanna go. Do what you
What if you could help prevent asthma symptoms before they start? Singulair. It's a once-a-day tablet that helps provide effective 24-hour asthma control. It's not a steroid, and the same Singulair is also approved to help relieve a broad range of seasonal allergy symptoms. Singulair will not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms. Continue taking your other asthma medicines unless your doctor tells you to stop or change the dose. If asthma symptoms get worse, contact your doctor at once. Side effects are generally mild and vary by age and may include headache, ear infection, sore throat, and upper respiratory infection. Ask your doctor about once-a-day Singulair and help prevent asthma symptoms before they start.
I'll have the green salad.
Nice. A light eater. I'm getting off easy.
And for my entree, I'll have the Key West grouper.
Entree? Grouper? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And for dessert, I'll have the cheesecake.
What am I, a bake? Oh. I'll have the same.
Everyone could use more Fridays, so come try our 3-course menu. Choose from 4 appetizers, 12 entrees, and 2 desserts. Just $12.99 for a limited time. Now at Fridays.
What are you doing? I just got a new home loan from Ditech.com. Paid off all my credit cards. I don't need these anymore.
Cash out equity or consolidate bills and lower your monthly payments right now with a $49 flat fee second mortgage from Ditech.com.
There you go. They lost another loan to Ditech.
Log on or call 1-800-DITECH-1.
Are you ready? Coming Monday, Discovery Health Channel brings new life to reality TV. All the anticipation, the excitement, and the joy. Coming to you live from delivery rooms across the country. 10 hours of joy. Birthday Live is back. Monday, beginning at 4 Eastern. Dish Network Channel 189. Only on Discovery Health Channel.
Homeowners, listen up. See this number? Write it down. If you're like me and tired of paying up to 18% interest on your credit cards, call Countrywide Home Loans. I did, and they offered me a home equity line of credit at a great rate. That's how I paid off my credit cards. That's how I'm saving over $500 a month. There's the number. Pick up the phone. No one can do what Countrywide can.
Call now, 1-800-641-7306.
Welcome back to Simply Quilts. To take us through the more complex stages of ribbon work is quilt maker Wendy Grand. Wendy, what do you see the advantages of ribbon work?
For me, the advantages of ribbon work are the finished edge, not to mention the luscious colors that you can find.
And whole new places you can shop.
Whole new places you can shop.
Well, first, not first, but first of the segment, we'll be taking a look at this woven ribbon. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And now what do we do to do that?
To do that, it's very simple again. Again, the size of the ribbon that you can find or is readily available is what you want to use. If you use a bigger ribbon, then it's only going to take 3 pieces to do the weaving.
Okay.
So you can see here that I've got my shape again cut out, and I've got 3 woven both ways, and that's big enough for my heart.
And you've just pinned them together.
I've just pinned them together. The next step, and I'll show you on this other size ribbon, I like the smaller ribbon for this size of a block, but here you can see I've got 5 pieces of ribbon that have been woven into the shape that I'm looking for. The beauty again of the ribbon with the woven edges is they're just simply folded under. So you can see this edge with the cut and the other edge is all nicely folded and ready to sew.
Okay, so actually this is the block that we'll be sewing onto, so you're doing the work right onto the foundation.
Exactly.
All right, now these are pretty cool little knots.
Aren't those sweet?
Are they hard to do?
Nope, that's a T-stitch.
Okay.
Very simple, and I'd like to demonstrate that for you. So we'll take the ribbon, we're going to bring it up from the back, and with the purpose of the T-stitch is to help secure this woven ribbon to the top.
Right.
Notice how big that needle is. So with this, we do 1 stitch.
So
and
the
that
size
starts
of the,
it.
excuse me, the size of the needle, you have to really look at the hole on the needle and make sure that it's not going to fray up your ribbon or whatever, right?
Right. You really want to make sure that it's going to make a hole large enough that it won't fray the thin silk ribbon when you pull it through. So I leave a little bit on top.
Okay.
You can see. And then it's just one more stitch. Comes up again from the bottom. And then I fluff it a little bit.
Oh, how cute is that?
Point the needle down.
And there you go.
And there you go. Sweet little flower.
Now, on your vine quilt, you have a vase that you did basically the same technique, but it's at an angle.
At an angle. So that'll give you a bigger piece, a bigger surface to work with, and you can work with the color a little bit differently as well.
Do you just like sit down and just start fiddling with the ribbons until you get what you want?
And not only until I get what I want with the shape, but also different shapes and textures is what I'm looking for. So sometimes a larger diamond is a little more interesting than the square that you see here.
All right, well, here's another one, and this looks complicated to me, but it's really not.
Yes, there's some secrets with this that I think you'll enjoy, Alex.
Okay.
So this is one of my favorite techniques. Again, it's folding the ribbon, manipulating it to take advantage of the color that you see. So what I usually do is start it so that it's at an angle in front of me, and then I'm just making 90-degree folds. So you can see the fold there. I fold it back, and I just continue on this until I get the size and length that I'm interested in. I'll put a couple more folds in here. So the beauty of this type of a ribbon in this technique is that you can use this with just the touch of red showing, a lot of green, or you can flip it over and get a totally different look. So here you see the red with a little bit of green.
Now, when you find a ribbon like this, do you just buy tons of it?
Oh, I wouldn't admit to buying tons, but yes. Yeah, so you can see tons here. This is a beautiful blue ribbon. I've really enjoyed the color in this. Same technique, and what I'd like to show you is how you put them together. So you can see all of this, the same fold, and then by flipping them over, I'll get different patterns.
How wonderful is that?
So here you see that they've all been moved over. And then I'll put my ribbon, my pattern heart on top of
and
this
there you go, stitch
and
it down.
applique it down.
Now, talking about needles, I suspect you have a pretty good collection of needles also.
Yes, when you're doing ribbon work, you do need a variety of different needles to choose from. If you're doing this type with the 4 or 7 millimeter, then you'll need the big chenille needles.
Okay.
Otherwise, for my ribbon applique, I like to use a milliner's needle. And this is a number 10 milliners. It's nice and thin, and it's great for turning the corners under.
Okay, let's hold this still so everyone can see it. Now, would this be available at, you know, any sort of fabric store?
Exactly.
Okay. How about a Sharp or something like that?
Nope.
No?
All of these are milliner's needles. That really works best.
Okay, well, I think this is a wonderful little needle case that you made, and it would be a great place to try your hand at maybe one of the hearts today, right? So tell us about this.
All right, I made the size a little bit larger than other needle cases that I've used because it has a couple of secrets buried in size. First, I want to be able to show off the hearts. So any one of the hearts that we've seen today can be applied right to the top of the needle case. When I travel, I like to take my sewing with me, so I have everything I need right here. Inside, I've got a place to put my scissors. I can put my needles inside as well. And then a little pin cushion. So this works out perfect when you're traveling.
Did anyone tell you that like red might be my favorite color?
Possibly.
Okay. Hey Wendy, thanks so much for coming.
It's been a pleasure.
Your work is just absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, Alex.
Well, coming up next, we'll be joined by a viewer with a quilting question. Stick around.
Baby makes 3, and we're gonna do her room for free.
Tomorrow night on an all-new design remix.
Let's see what they have in their garage.
A messy storage room becomes a magical nursery.
It'll be fabulous.
All-new design remix, tomorrow night at 8 on HGTV.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Hillshire Farm, for giving this deli guy his first vacation in 3 years.
When you combine deli quality meat and cheese in one container,
you gave me a chance to relax.
Ultra-thin deli quality meat and cheese. New Deli Select combos from Hillshire Farm.
Yeah!
Don't miss out. These deals will not last. 2 1/4 inch pre-finished oak flooring, utility grade in a wide variety of colors, $1.99 per square foot. Look at this first quality closeout. A large home improvement chain changes suppliers and the manufacturer unloads this easy to install hardwood flooring below cost. Harris Tarkett real wood tap-tight pre-finished flooring, red oak, wheat oak, and maple, now $2.65 per square foot while it lasts. Are you looking to make your floor stand out from the ordinary? Look at this Bellawood 50-year pre-finished hardwood flooring. This is the flooring Bob Vila put in his own home.
Bellawood comes with a 50-year warranty on the finish, the best in the industry. In fact, I liked the quality of the flooring so much that I've put it in my own home.
Bellawood is available in a wide range of unique exotic woods like Australian cypress, Brazilian cherry, Bolivian rosewood, all at up to 60% less than you'll find at the regular stores. Visit Lumber Liquidators now for the best prices anywhere on great hardwood flooring. Call 1-800-FLOORING, that's 1-800-FLOORING, or visit lumberliquidators.com.
Make your garage into a showroom with these smart solutions from Saturn. Installing shelves and extra cabinets along your garage walls lets you store supplies neatly and efficiently. Attach lids to shelf bottoms to hold plastic jars filled with miscellaneous items. Use your newfound space to store extra food and dry goods. Now when you come home from shopping, you'll actually enjoy putting everything away. Smart solutions are brought to you by the Saturn Relay. For more, visit hgtv.com/tips.
From the minute my son was born, I knew I wanted to be that dad. The guy who can show you how to throw a perfect spiral, fixing bikes and skateboard ramps, going to ball games. My father was that dad, and now I've become that dad. That's why I bought a Saturn.
The all-new 7-passenger 2005 Saturn Relay with the security of OnStar and DVD player standard. Lease a new 2005 Saturn Relay front-wheel drive 2 for $299 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details.
Worried about germs? Help protect your family with Dial Complete. Its unique foaming formula is 10 times more effective at killing germs than ordinary liquid hand soap. Aren't you glad you used Dial?
Interior design ideas are just a click away at HGTV.com.
Hi, I'm Alex Anderson. We're dipping into our question file today with a question from quilt maker Pam K. Pam, we're so glad to hear from you. What's your question?
Thank you, Alex. I was wondering how you figured the amount of fabric that you buy for the backing for a quilt.
You know, that question always kinds of stumps me because you get into the whole math thing.
Right.
But there are some general rules that I keep in mind. First of all, here's a quilt top that I did for a workshop a long time ago, and if I were to do a quilt back for this, it's no big deal because the quilt is less than, say, 40 inches, which is, you know, standard width for a fabric.
Exactly.
Yeah, so something like this, you can just buy the length, and even actually, if this were less than, 42, you could even just buy this much fabric and do it.
Okay.
But the problem is when you get into a larger quilt.
Exactly.
Right. So what I like to do is look at the quilt, get the overall measurements and write them down. If we go with the fact that fabric is 44 inches wide, I then make my decisions. The first place I typically try and piece is the width, like this.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because then I would just have to buy the width twice, sew it together on the edge, and you've got it. And then if you did the length, you'd be spending a whole lot more money, you know, on it. So I take the overall measurement and try and figure out the least amount of fabric that I have to purchase. Because the fabric I purchase, I want on the top of the quilt.
Right.
You know? So that's how I do it. Do you ever piece your backs?
I have on occasion.
Because what I like to do actually is go to my fabric stash and use the fabric that I wonder, what was I thinking that day?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and you know, it kind of needs to relate to the top, but not always. But if you do piece your backs, something happened to me once and I couldn't believe it. I had a light colored quilt top like this, and it was with airplanes, and so I found this red airplane fabric to put on the back, and there was a ton of white on it. I put the red on the back, and it came through the top.
Oh.
And it was like, life can't be this cruel, and yes, it was. So consider, if you're going to piece the back, the condition of the quilt top.
Okay.
And then last but not least, do you ever have like an extra block that you can put on the back?
I do.
And then use that block and possibly put the information about the quilt that you want the next generation to know.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, so think of the back as the top, and think of it also as a place to use up fabric where it's why did you ever buy it?
Right.
And just have fun with it.
Okay.
So I hope that answered your question.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Thanks so much for coming today, Pam.
Thank you for having me, Alex.
Can I see your next quilt back?
It's a deal.
Very good. And also thanks to Wendy Grand, our ribbon expert. We'll see you next time on Simply Quilts.